So there we go, there's your warning. Don't, just don't. Let's instead focus on something more fun, which is Final Fantasy VI. I did say like yesterday, like, oh yeah, I will go ahead and just go ahead and finish the game today. I took a quick sneak peek at the final dungeon in order to make sure that like sort of like everything is working as intended. Yeah, we're not done by a long shot, and I might have to decide to just level grind at some point during the weekend. Just, there you go, wing edge. Just to make sure that like that we get anywhere near finishing this game in a reasonable time. Okay, I have heard about something like this. Which is that the majority of the enemies here have okay, there we go, very good. Okay, we've got a couple of things. Yep. Oh wow, that good lord. Oh, okay, that is more than I expected. Oh lord, that is powerful. Okay, what do we have here? We have okay, I see. Some monster in the box, so we can get the. It's a. I'm sorry. It's a what now? It's a master. Oh no. It's a master. Oh no. Chainsaw missed. Okay, good. Gonna go ahead and deal with the Thornberry, I guess. Okay, that's Kira. Just gonna let two of them continue fighting as we... It's a barrier change, not that it matters. There we go. That's the Thornberry all over and done with. Gladius. Okay. So we have Gladius, blessed with the power to smite evil foes. Okay. What is currently Gale? We have a lot of Gale. I will say I do need to probably get Gao at some point, if only because apparently... hang on, we have 12... Oh, we wouldn't need to take Gao with us. But we do need to level everyone up to at a minimum 50. Which... yeah... not the biggest fan of that particular problem. Thank you. Okay, look, it's Blizzara. Death Tarot. Death upon striking an enemy, okay. Cool. Very cool. Oh, that works. That works. Okay, Kiraga, thank you. So you are done with Lakshmi. Okay, gravity could in theory work with Kasama. Let me see, Ifrits. Yeah, that's gonna give you a fun in Gara. Only because... oh, hang on. Actually can't? Question mark? There we go. Okay, has Tega? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Oh, for all allies! Oh, that is very useful. Wait, how are you meant to... Let me very quickly put the encounters off, just to figure out how we are meant to... Okay, so this is Regrow Castle, that is the cave to the ancient castle. Let me just very quickly... Is the... Oh! How am I meant to know that? Like, oh! Yeah, that would answer my question. 1 second, I realized I've just forgot to grab something. 1 moment. There we go. Managed to get what I needed to get. I had left something somewhere else. I'm smart like that, I guess. Not sure. I'm not. Okay, thank you. Okay, got a couple of more enemies. This might actually be a great place to just kinda level grind, it feels like. Like, just get rid of one of them and constantly replace them with someone else. Okay, thank you. Okay, we've got a couple more things, which I assume one of them is a box. Magicite shards. Okay, very nice. X potion. Strictly safe. Just to be sure. Okay, good. Okay, that's good. This gives us the ability to get ourselves strength going. Also, we've got a lot of... Like, we have a lot of guild, but I'm also well aware of the fact that we are gonna need to pay, like, a lot. Anyway, you have Unicorn done. Good, then let's move you over to Zona Seek for now. Ooh! I wasn't aware that this was on the ground. Oh, that looks fun. Oh, there's a story here as well. This is actually, I believe, the first real thing we found of the War of the Magi. Interesting. But obviously explored the powerful Magas. Alright. Well, this is, I believe, the first time actually that the game is sort of like directly mentioned the one of the Mega Beyond just history. Okay, Edgar learned Holy. Good, so let's move you over to... Sure. Punisher. What is Punisher? It's stuff that draws MP from its units to do critical hits. Interesting. Not sure if I want to use it. Same time, I might not really have a choice. What are you, good sir? Okay, well done, Mog. Move you over to Fenrir. There we go, that's a monster in the box. Says Samurai Soul. Hello, God Samurai Soul. We will have to fight you in a moment. As a apologies if I'm not saying much, but it's like I said, I just need to kind of relax. There we go. Welcome back. Just making sure that there's like nothing weird going on here. Okay. Go. So this seems to be just a normal, regular fight. Which is good. It's like just plain old practicing. Thank you. Gives us the Master Scroll. Okay. Question, what is the Master Scroll? Allows the bear to attack 4 times per turn? Okay then. Question. No, there's actually no questions involved here. Equip. Okay. Bad idea. Odin crumples, leaving behind a shot of magicite. Assuming we did everything right. Okay, interesting. Blizzard Orb and the gold hairpin. That absorbs ice and negates fire damage. Equip on a Yeti and see what happens. I mean... Sure? Queen's Diary. I fall in love with Odin. It's a forbidden love, I know, but the flames of passion will obey, not rule or reason. I defaulted. I'll tell him myself, I must. Okay. That's an armored weapon. Okay, we could also give it to Edgar. Thank you. P plus 1%. Okay. I might look up the ancient castle just to be sure that I'm not doing anything wrong. So if you give me one moment. One second. Okay, there we go. Found what I think is what I need. In that there's apparently, and no way how I would have known about that, but that's on me, is that on the 5th step, apparently there is a hidden switch. But it feels like this dungeon is just a good level grinding spot. Up to like level, I want to say 45. Okay, Mogland Banish, thank you. Ah, okay, there we go. I might have just missed it, to be honest. Thank you. Also got the Odin magicite. We shall take a look at that once we're done with the with everyone else. Oh, hello. You are the blue dragon. Which means that you must be weak to... Hi T! How are you doing? I'm just... I don't know, today it's the kind of day where I'm just feeling kind of blah. It's like, but we already talked about it. Like it's the kind of day where I'm like, I kind of want to get a pizza, but I'm not going to. Ooh. Three dragons remaining. Let me see, we did get Odin, which gives us access to Meteor! Sure some work. Oh. What is much as I search for newfound powders becoming Raiden? Okay. Gives us quick. Well, that is definitely an interesting move. I think there's nothing else in the castle. I know it's a bit awkward to use a wiki for this, but since we're at the stage where I do need to make sure that I've got whatever it is that I need. Experimentation. Okay, so we have found everything I think that we want. Okay. Let me see, which other dragons do I still need? Got the eyes, okay, two of them are, oh, one of them is in the opera house. That explains the one that I still need. Okay, there we go. So the only other dragon that we still need is in the opera house. I sort of was aware of that, but I wasn't aware of how to... Doesn't matter. Point here is... Also, this is I feel, really good grinding spot. Although, I think Kefka's tower might be better from what I've seen. Like, I sort of looked ahead to make sure that, like, everything is like as it should be. But yeah, like I do want to get the majority of party members up to level 45 at a minimum. Like we do have our main core group. Hi Tag Battle, how are you doing tonight? I read the news and I got very sad. Okay, learn stop. Thank you. Okay, you are done with Fenrir. Do I want to give you... Yeah, let's give you Lakshmi for Karaga. Yes, journalists in America were... well... What's the best way to put it? Kidnapped. That's the word I was looking for. Kidnapped. Journalists in America were kidnapped by ICE. So that was fun to read about. And it made me just want to go back to bed and decide that today is just a shitty day. Which, don't get me wrong, it is. But I also figured, let's try and enjoy myself. So there we go, that's the ancient castle done. But yeah, we do need a core group for, at the minimum, just to sort of like get the Earth Dragon done. Although that shouldn't be too much of a problem anymore. But I do want to at the very least level everyone up to 40 at the minimum. If only because I've sort of somewhat been able to see some stuff, and I'm like... Yeah, it's a CNN reporter was kidnapped by ICE after a judge had said twice that they could not do that. Smart. Very smart. That is the smartest thing you could possibly be doing. There we go. Although, to be fair, like, for all the jokes about, oh, he will not beat it today, well, you know, I can give it a go. Okay, our browser's over there. Okay, so we have our main core group. Yeah, I think for now we want to keep our main core group going purely for the sake of... the dragon, and then I will probably get... Okay, so everyone is at a minimum 40 with the exception of Gao and Setzer. So what we will probably do... Yeah, that's indeed kind of the main question as well. It's like, who's even left as a good question. Come and take a look. I do know there's one boss that apparently needs to be fought in the sky, but that's like difficult to... Opera houses right there, gotcha. They have the ninja. I don't know. I don't know where he is, to be honest. I'm not certain if we can even... I might need to look up where to find him at this stage. First things first, though. First out, Earth Dragon first. Second from the right. Get him. Oh. I don't think I did. I will take a look in a bit. Anyway, first things first. Earth Dragon. Like, I don't think I killed him. What I do know is that the Darken is dead. Darken dead. Darken dead. Oh, then he died. Wait, seriously? Oh, that is such... please don't tell me. Yeah, I don't think, based on what I've seen, I don't think that he survived. He should be in the Dragon Neck Coliseum, but already gone there, and I don't think I remember seeing him there, but I might do another check. I'll be honest, the moment that the game throws a timer at me, I'm more focused on making sure I'm where I need to be at the end of the timer. Which, I'm gonna chalk that up to dumb design. Like, the moment you throw a timer in someone's face that continues ticking during a fight, you should not be surprised if they focus purely on making sure to get out, especially if they've never played this game before. Yeah, well, then I guess we have all the party members we'll fight. I mean, I might play this game again in my own time. Who knows? But yeah, still not an excuse, to be honest. I can excuse a lot, but there are some things that just... yeah. Okay, Ragnarok's Ultima. Let's give you Midgar Summer. So, like, there are some design documents that probably even in the 90s were already relatively well known. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead, do some grinding. I'm gonna grab the Yeti because we need to give him something. We're gonna grab Locke, he's 42. Sinus 47. I mean, you know, people are not, yeah, precisely, like, it's my personal opinion that it's not great design. Like, if it's a secret thing, then I don't mind it as much, to be honest, but... like, if it's just purely a secret thing, then I'm a bit less, like, annoyed at it. I guess it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. You. Yeah, that's fair. There's nothing wrong with consequences. Just that maybe it's because timers in video games are already a relatively like timers in video games in general are just kind of one of those things where it's like people often already don't quite know how to feel about them. And I'm sort of on that thing. Like, maybe it will be fun the second time. Maybe he's just really overpowered and it's meant to be like a, ooh, congratulations, you managed to get to this secret one, which, fair enough. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, timers in video games are one of those more controversial things anyway. Where can I grind for a bit? Where would be a solid grinding spot? I mean, in the meantime, just kind of playing around. The desert could be a solid grinding spot. Just, pardon me, just flying around the world. Also, ladies and gentlemen, this is why world maps are a bit deceiving on where you go in at the top and where you come out at the bottom. Yeah, let's go and try the desert. Gonna take a look and see if that works. Oh, his main attack is Snowstorm, and this also gives me sometimes you just kind of learn. Like this also just kind of gives me some time to sort of like learn what the different party members do. What I do need to do though is at the very least get myself some solid. Yeah, I think to be honest that the Ruined Castle is probably the best place to just quickly do some... Yeah, why not? Let's go. Oh, wait, hang on. If we can land on here, can we then also land on... One moment. I need to try something here. Ah, we can go back here! Oh, he's not better. Oh. Oh, there's a magic. Hang on. Quetzali magic. Oh, seriously? Haste. Ooh. Slows the flow time for all enemies. And so, oh, that is very interesting. I'm very happy that I returned here. Anyway, let's go back to the ruined castle thingy. Because that is, in my opinion, a genuinely great spot to grind. Like, all we need to do is go to the first room. I mean, maybe also, I'll talk about it after the break, but maybe one of the reasons that I'm also a bit miffed about it is a lot of people don't do a second run. There we go, welcome back. To kind of get back to the time thing, I think one of the other reasons is that I'm not sure how to feel about it. Yes, I have. I think you mean the tower where you can only use magic? Yes, I have. That was yesterday. And I should mention, I'm now officially looking stuff up because, to be honest, I kind of need to make sure that I'm getting as much content as I can. So yeah, I've been there and I've got the person that you can get there as well. Although I will also say I did not make it to the top because, yeah, I'm really bad with magic. Yeah, I can see why that would be the case. Like, I kind of, once I got the person and I got what I needed, I kind of chickened out. I am sure that's the case, but yeah, I am relatively terrified of magic only, so I decided to skedaddle. Oh, hang on. Oh, a Yeti can't even use magic. But yeah, one of the things I want to do is at the very least get the best gear we possibly can for the majority of them. Okay, learned break, very good. But yeah, I feel like one of the other reasons that I'm not sure how to feel about timers and that kind of content is, let's be honest, the majority of people will play a game once. Like, people like me who play games multiple times are the vast minority of gamers. So I can kind of see people be a bit annoyed at, like, missing content on that one. Forest. Well, I mean, if you can tell me where it is, then that would be very appreciated. So far, I've mostly picked this spot because in the 30 minutes that we were here, we leveled up a lot. No, that's fair. That is, and you know, you're right about that, but it's like, I can't judge this game. Like, the thing is you are absolutely right, and you know, that used to be the case. You would get a video game and you would play it over and over. But that's not the world we live in anymore. And it's sort of like one of the things that I've been struggling with a lot, especially with this game, is sort of like, how far do you allow modern conventions to dictate your opinion on something? And to be honest, what often happens is that it will take me a few days to just kind of solidify my full opinion on the game. Because I'm often... yeah, like, to be fair, that doesn't... I disagree with the idea that something can't be badly designed, even if it was designed in the past. So, in that regard, I just have, I guess, a fundamentally different opinion on whether or not something can be that way. But anyway, the point here is that odds are, I'm currently also often just kind of... That is... It didn't exist. That is, on the one hand, true. But, for example, one of the things that I'm looking at is... let me give it less, because you're badly animated. That would be... If I were to say badly animated, that would be a very fair argument that you bring up. But to give an example of what I'm talking about... So, in the 90s... Like, sort of like, difficulty for the sake of difficulty was still very popular in gaming. Because gaming had just come out of sort of like the coin-eating era of the 80s, or sort of like the arcade era of the 80s. So some games were sort of like, difficult for the sake of difficult. And I think with something like that, you can definitely make an argument that even though it was a design philosophy in the 90s, that like games were more difficult, games were sort of like still coming out of that era, that even at the time, you could have made the argument that some games were definitely... Like, that certain games were definitely just sort of like abusing that design philosophy, and not in a good way. So that's sort of like an example of what I talk about, where sort of like, you know, sometimes design stuff is just, even though something is a design sensibility, even then you could have made the argument it wasn't necessarily a good one. Although in the case of Final Fantasy VI, like I said, I think that the opinion that I in the end have sort of that has begun to solidify. So I feel like the opinion that has started to solidify on my head is that Final Fantasy VI is a good game, but that the reputation of Final Fantasy VI is really sort of like kneecapping it. like, for all the negativity, I have put Final Fantasy VI as, like, my second favorite so far. Of, like, if I were to rank all the... Hang on, that's actually a good moment to bring that up. If you kind of want to have an opinion, feeling on, like, because I'm talking a lot of stuff. If you want my sort of, like, honest opinion on Final Fantasy VI, or at least as of a few days ago, then this would essentially be it. Is... Because I know that I've been being very negative on it, but this in the end is my... And I still pretty much stand by it. Which is, with 21 hours of Final Fantasy VI included, my ranking for the first 6 Final Fantasy games would be 5, 6, 4, 3, 1, and 2. 6 wins out over 4 in that it does not make me want to slam main and side characters against the wall. 1 is a good prototype, 5 is better executed than 3. And 2 also exists as an experiment. I think that in the end, I'm gonna be... Yeah, I think in the end that will be my ranking. I think that 6, at least so far, is... Genuinely is a good game, but that the reputation that 6 has... sort of hinders a modern day... player more than anything else. I think that that's probably the best way to put it. It's Final Fantasy VI is not a bad game. It's pretty clearly designed in a very specific way. But I also think that the reputation that 6 has built up over the years is in the end just a net negative for the game. It's sort of the same with what I was talking about with Kefka. It's like, we sort of... Like, I will not judge Kefka by... I will not say... Let me put it this way. I will not say Kefka is a bad villain. It's not. He's not. But the way that people have talked about Kefka and the way that he's sort of been put on a pedestal, just for me, as a modern player, does not hold up. In the way that I've played games with better villains. And that's not an indictment of Final Fantasy VI. I think that Final Fantasy VI's Kefka definitely works as a villain. I just think that... playing it now, in 2026, with having played games with so many amazing villains, even within Final Fantasy's own catalog, he's just not... all that he's out to be so far. And Kefka's Tower can still change my opinion, absolutely. But it's not the same way there. It's like, if you have played Final Fantasy VI as a kid, then you will believe Kefka's a great villain, and I will not stop you from believing that. But I'm also of the opinion that as a modern gamer, playing Final Fantasy VI for the first time, Kefka just... he works, but... I've played better. I've seen better villains in Final Fantasy. And I think that that is sort of the problem that Final Fantasy VI faces, is I can see why it was so great at the time, but playing it now, some of the things that were so hyped up just don't hold up on the scrutiny. It's still a good game. The magic system is genuinely great and allows for lots of flexibility. Like, genuinely seeing... There we go. Like, I think that the magic system is one of the best implemented from what I've played so far. But there's also a lot of design feeling into stuff that just isn't quite... Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He's remarkably refreshing in that he actually succeeds. But he also becomes a Well, what I've noticed with the World of Ruin, and this is... Obviously, I'm asking for something that wasn't really doable at the time, is... And I'm obviously asking for something that just wasn't doable at the time, but like, I think I would have liked Kefka more if we would have seen him... If we would have seen him act more in the World of Ruin. I think that what is missing for me for Kefka as a villain is the World of Ruin is his creation, and we've heard stories about how Kefka, you know, sort of like did all of these things, but we just don't see it in action. I think that's what what's missing for me. Is he's visible in the first half of the game, but then in the second half, which should be his big triumph, he's a non-entity. Like, we hear about all the stuff he's done, but... And I know that obviously I cannot expect that, but it's like... That's sort of what I'm missing. It's like, I feel like it's a fair critique to go... You know, he's not bad. Like, as a villain, he's adequate, but it's like there's just something missing. Yeah. And it's not fun to hear me talk about that. I get that. Don't worry, I fully get that it's not fun to have someone... I will say Celeste's Opera does, like, I will say, if there is one, if I may say something, hang on. Let me quickly go to configuration. Because we are sort of like reaching the end. That is fair. If I might say something on that, the best part of Final Fantasy VI, and I do want to really point this out, is the opera in Final Fantasy VI, I think holds up absolutely amazingly to this day. And I just really want to reiterate that, because like I said, I've been really negative on the game. I genuinely want to say that it is by far in my top 10 moments in video games. Like that, the entire opera section is really well, genuinely really well done, and is absolutely in my top 10 for moments in video games. And I fully understand why you would. I fully understand why you would do that. Because I can absolutely see how it would be. I can visualize how it would be such a beautiful moment and such a beautiful day doing that. So don't, and I think this is probably the point where I should probably be saying that don't ever let your opinion on a game be decided by me. Because I have genuinely some of the shittest takes in video gaming. So don't ever let me decide what you like and what you don't like. Don't let my opinion even barely influence you. If you genuinely love this game, I can see why. I can absolutely see why. And it's one of the things that I've struggled with so much, not only over the course of the series, but even just starting the streams, to be perfectly honest. Because you're not alone, T. Before I even began streaming Final Fantasy, before I even started playing Final Fantasy on my own, I looked up information on it. If I ignore 14 for a moment, which was freak excellent on that one. I have read so many posts on Reddit, on GameFAQs, on random forums of people that absolutely love this game. That have stories of how they found their partner through the connection with this game. How the music and the stories define them for the rest of their lives. And every single one of those stories are all absolutely valid. All of those stories have a level of merit that I will not have. Final Fantasy VI is, and I'm saying this now in case that I forget to say this, should we by accident finish the game today? all of those stories are not only valid, they are more valid than any opinion I will ever have on this game. They are more valid than any opinion I will hold about any game, to be perfectly honest. In the same way that if someone were to tell me that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is a bad game, I will forever defend that game because it was the game that made me personally cry. And I fully understand that having someone come into your house, essentially, and shit all over it is not fun. And I have struggled so much with even starting the game. I talked about this with people where I'm like, I'm not sure if I should be streaming this. Because Final Fantasy VI, as I've read over and over and over again, is a game so special to so many people that it feels as if you're going into the Louvre. What I'm doing feels like as if I'm walking into the Louvre and throwing Molotov cocktails everywhere. And that's not a fun feeling to have. And maybe I just don't get it. Maybe there's some part of me that is incapable of getting it. And if that is the case, then so be it. But let that never, ever negate your feelings and your memories of this game. Let it never let anyone tell you that you should not like this game, that you should not love this game, that those memories are invalid, because they are not. They never will be. The memories that you have with someone, the time that you share, is precious. And personally speaking, I wish I could have a connection like that. Because I've read stories of people that will forever put this game in the best place possible because it helped them through the worst possible times of their lives, where they had chemotherapy, and this was the one game that helped cheer them up. And I can see why. The story of surviving, because the thing is, I haven't really talked a lot about the story because I'm not even sure if I should be talking about it. But the fact of the matter is that what this story has is a level of willpower on surviving through some of the worst that the universe can throw at you and coming out at the other end. Because that's what this second half is about. It's about people that have gone through the literal worst thing that could happen. And they've come out on the other side. And they're now trying to live. And so many stories that I read about this game are about people that got such an immense amount of hope and power from all of it, from the story, from the themes, from the characters. And like I said, I'm not sure if I'm the right person to even critique this game. Because the fact of the matter is that I did not play this when this came out. I'm playing this now in 2026. And maybe on some level, I have been more harsh on it than I really feel. Not in a haha funny thing, but maybe because some part of me, and I'm just sort of psychoanalyzing myself at the moment, this has nothing to do with the game at this stage. Maybe on some level I am sort of, maybe there's a part of me that when they hear that a game is the best game ever made, that they have the best villains, that I go into a game with so much more suspicion than is warranted. Because I've heard the stories so many times. Mega Man 2 is the best game ever made. Super Mario 64 is the best game ever made. Ocarina of Time is the best game ever made. I've heard these stories so many times. And every single time that I tried them, I was like, yeah, this is fine, but I just don't see it. And maybe that has put me on edge. Maybe it's a matter of the game having such a reputation among all of it that maybe that's it. Maybe it's just the fact that this game has such an intense reputation. Oh, one second. Need to make sure that this doesn't go off. Maybe it's just a matter of this game having such a reputation that a part of me really wants to believe it, and another part of me is constantly trying to find something to prove my own suspicions. Because there are a lot of questions going through my head as I'm playing this game. How would I feel about this if I wasn't streaming this? How would I feel about this if this was the game that I got? How would I feel about it in other scenarios? How would I feel about it if the story that this game is presenting, isn't by nothing more than complete fucking coincidence? Maybe the one story you do not want to hear in January of 2026. I don't have answers for those questions. Because in the end, the situation is that I'm playing Final Fantasy VI in January 2026. During a time where everyone's mind is completely frayed. And everyone's mentally, on some level, Anyway, it's fully understandable if you don't want to watch any more of this stream. I'm not even sure if anyone is at this point listening. Maybe I'm just talking to myself, and that's completely fair. I think the best way to put it is that it's sometimes better to not watch someone else play your favorite game. Inherently, they will not have the experience, they will not have the context, they will inherently... The things that make modern day gaming capable of reaching the masses also will hold back games that genuinely are really enjoyable. I deliberately did not put on stream that this was going to be the finale stream. I deliberately did not put the stream on Blue Sky because I knew that on some level I would not. Maybe it's because I knew that given everything that has happened over the last few streams, that I would not come out with an opinion that people would like. That's okay. But I'm also self-aware enough to know that it would absolutely eat at me for so many hours. Maybe it was a mistake to stream this. Maybe it was a mistake to play this on stream. But at the same time, same thing with something like Bioshock. If I hadn't, I would have quit earlier. Here's what we're gonna do after the outbreak. I'm gonna be doing the final shopping. Gonna start Kefka's Tower. I think that for the sake of me, for the sake of my viewers, this game needs to end. Because with every stream, it just gets worse and worse. Please enjoy the upcoming ads. Okay, there we go, we're back. I quickly need to type something out here. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead, get the final things, and then try Kefka's Tower. One way or another. One way or another, this ends tonight. I will say this right now. Sunday, Mega Man 11. And Monday, we're gonna be starting Silent Hill. Which, probably not the best game after everything I've just said, but it's also a game... I don't know, with less... I don't even know what I want to say, to be perfectly honest. Okay, Nash... And the castle door, I believe, is... Okay, let's go ahead and do some final prep work. We have Man-Eater. Okay, so all of this is worse than what we currently have. Okay, we need 2 black carbs, we want 2 crystal helmets. Four black cows. Okay. Now. Gonna need to get at a minimum 9 10s. At a minimum 21 of you. Holy water we have more than enough of. And as many ethers as we can possibly carry. Alright. Let's do this. Hello? What are you? Okay. Oh, hang on, this was like the enemy that we were told about. Yeah, I know, right? Let me go ahead and is there a place where we can just... No? Alright. We can work on that. Alright, let's see what we have. We have... I am utterly unprepared, but so be it. Okay, formation you, we want at the very least... no, wait, hang on. You here, you are team 1. kind of wondering if I should probably maybe put Moogle in there. We are Blue Mage. Yeah, I think I want to put Moogle in here. We need to go ahead and sort of cover all of our bases as much as possible. Let me see here. You put you here. Put you here. No, wait, hang on. We don't want these two to be on the same team. Go-Go will work well for Edgar. Setzer will go here. There we go. Those are our 12. Which we will hopefully... Exactly. Press the L button to switch between the 3 parties. Okay, let's have a look here. What do we have? Oh my god. Let's just start somewhere. Hypno Crown. Control command, okay. Kafka's Tower, 3rd floor. I can see why. Hang on. Encounters are on. Okay, encounters are on. Kafka's Tower, 2nd floor. For now, we will go ahead and just... Okay, so Behemoth cannot be sketched. That all both missed, okay. Good. My general rule of thumb is make sure that... Essentially, the way that I look at whenever there's party stuff, the rule is I continue on until I can no longer do anything. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's on me, though. Okay, Ram learned region. Fixed dice. Okay. So where are we? Okay, we need to follow... Like I said, we will just follow one group for now. Until we can no longer continue on. 4? There's only... I see only 1. I will try to conserve as much MP as possible. Okay, thank you. Kefka's Tower B1. Okay. Okay, so we cannot continue for now. Found the point where we cannot continue, so we will begin our next group. Primeval Dragon and Great Marble. Oh, good lord. Note to self. Always go for the Great Marlborough. I do not care about the Primeval Dragon. The only thing that matters is that he is no longer continuing. Whee! Okay, thank you. Okay. Minerva Bustier. Multiple elements provides a... Yep, you're getting the Minerva Bustier. Second, need to... That you know what? That works. Okay, that is one done. Okay, so there are two ways we can go. Oh, that is one of the... Oh, no. Define good. Let me very quickly load this. Like, I mean, yeah, he's a mimic. And that's an issue, because... Note to self. He's on the Jobber Squad. $55 vanishes to reveal a safe. Seriously? You need to... Oh no. I am not a fan of the fact that you need to beat him for a safe spot. Okay, step 1. Protect everyone. So I mean, he absolutely is, yes. He's indeed very colorful, yes. I just wish he was very colorful somewhere else. Okay, let's get this party started. Never mind, he is actually surprisingly good. Do we have Asuna? We, in fact, do not. Let's go for the Chocobo Stampede, which doesn't do much. That hurts. Kind of want to say, like, please tell me that Firaka at least makes it so that we get... Yeah. Okay, so that's the double Kura. I like that. I very, very like that. That is... Putting Gogo right after curing is surprisingly helpful. There we go, moving into Mimic. I mean, sometimes it... Oh, fuck. I'll take it. I'll take the curing. I'll take the curing. We move into Southern Cross. I mean, in theory I can. In practice I don't want to, given the fact that I need someone on healing duty always. Like, someone always needs to be on healing duty here. And this is also why I put my strongest people sort of like switch them all around. Okay, so from what I've seen, this is a sign that we are past the halfway point. And to imagine, this is a mini boss! That's the mean part! Is this a boss in order to get a... this is a boss in so that you can go ahead and get yourself a safe spot. Like, that's the meanest part about all of this. And he's dead again. Oh, Setsu, you poor guy. Oh, there we go! We done it! Okay, that is a mini-boss, but I'll still take it. Also, go, congratulations! You're no longer purely a jobber. First try indeed. And the thing is, there are still 2 more dragons somewhere in this building. That's the worst part, is there are still somewhere 2 more dragons that I need to beat in order to just get a shot at anything. Like, there's one more... Was that seriously a 9? Not, wow. Well, I'll take it. Where are we? Metal Hitman. Hello, Mr. Metal Hitman. Hello, Mr. Toy Soldier. How are you doing? Pinwheel. Okay. Also, ads in 2 minutes, but I will continue on going into the ad break. Okay, there we go. Terra learned re-raise, very nice. And Phoenix is now done. I believe re-raise is... automatically revives the... okay. Then, next up, you are gonna go for Alexander, for the Holy. For the free Holy, that is. Or at least, the thing is, Holy is the only spell, I believe, that it has that particular classification. What the hell is that? Movers. Okay. Hello, Shada, how are you doing? We have begun the final what is hopefully the final section of this game. Okay, where are we currently? We are... We have started climbing Kefka's tower. Yep. I will, I think it's better if I just keep quiet about the game in general at this point. But yeah, welcome back. I don't know, the last thing I want is to piss more people off at this point. No, it's actually an ascent because we were dropped at the base of the tower. We are climbing up. No worries. No worries. Okay, there we go. Paint force armor, more force armor. Ooh. Okay. Exactly. That's probably the best way to look at it. Oh, that's a ribbon. Let me very quickly do the encounters off. Okay, so this is the way to go. Okay, never mind. This is the way to go. Oh god, that's the baby dragon. Okay, we're not going that way yet. Oh no, we need to fight we need to fight one of the two dragons. Okay, good. Now let us move into team. Oh dear lord. Cast Holy upon striking an enemy. That works. This is Team Oh Dear. Also known as the Team Dipshits. Red Cap. And Team I Have No Faith in Thee. Safe spot there. Prometheus. Hello, Prometheus. That is painful. We might not have a healer here, but we sure have someone that can heal. Okay, very good. Oversized. Right. Can I hang on? Can I even? I can't go anywhere here. Oh, never mind. That's because I should have gone. Never mind. We are back on. We are back. We are back on. I was like, hang on. Are we already stuck? That can't be. The answer is because it isn't. It's a hero's ring. Very good. Since I do have some idea of who I want my final team to be. I know at least one person that's gonna be part of the final team. Oh, I'd forgotten about I'd forgotten about that, but I'm trying to heal you, Mark. Please allow me to heal you. Okay. Alright, now we are in the final area of the game. We have Team Punch Punch, Team Magic, and Team No Dice. I guess is the best way to put it. We are in the final dungeon. That continues to be a mistake on my end. So yeah, I'm mostly quiet because I'm trying to concentrate on getting to the top. That works. Let's take our encounters off for a moment. Let's pretend as if that didn't happen just now. Yes, that did not happen whatsoever. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, what's this? Oh, you're back. Oh no, it's you. It's one of the first bosses that we ever fought! Oh! Oh, joy! It's the boss that I got so annoyed with that I decided I needed to beat it somewhere else entirely. It's the wrong one to use it on. Okay, so we need to purely focus on Inferno. So we need to focus purely on Inferno. Got an use Alluring Embrace. That is not helpful. The very least, Phantom Rush will now only work on Inferno. That's good. Okay, so that's the Magitech barrier. He's gonna de-summon himself. There we go. Okay, good. That is this particular boss done. Good. Good. Very good. Okay. We're still not at the top yet, but it's good. Especially the reason I'm calling this team no confidence is because this is the team with the lowest average level. That's on me though. I do like the fact that they're called innocent, like pretty clearly how they are feeling, I guess. It's a nice little fun name. Okay, so tomorrow. Where are we? There we are. Okay. Okay, I see where we need to go next. I sometimes need to take a beat in order to figure out where we are gonna go next. You just defend yourself. Good boy. Marlboro always goes first. There we go. It's a mega elixir. I'll take that. Rainbow brush. I don't know what I just did by pressing that button, but I'm sure it was good. Go ahead and just beat up our friend. This is why I want him done first. Thank you. Oh, struggle learn bad breath. Interesting. Oh, do we have imp? We do. Could you move away towards Kafka's tower? Oh, joy. Oh, we're gonna need to beat the dragon with this particular team. Oh, that will be very fun. Oh, this is gonna be fun in that case. But it does mean we found the 2 dragons. Here's the good thing. We have found the 2 dragons. That we still needed. Okay, learned quick. Okay, we have the Skull Dragon. Okay, Skull Dragon. Let's see here. I assume that they are weak to... I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that they are weak to healing things. Given the fact it's called Skull. They are not. I was wrong. Okay, there we go. That is one dragon. That's another dark and done. There's another dark and done. We have learned Doom. One dragon remains. Okay, good. Now let's go ahead and move you to over here. Into... Oh, I recognize this place. This is like the Magitech facility that we used to be at. Anyway, back to Team Smartasses, I guess? I don't know what to call this team. There we go. Okay, so you're done with... So then we move into... Phoenix? Yes, into Phoenix. There we go. Now we continue climbing. On our way. Ah! It's our old friend, the Great Marlborough. Hello, Great Marlborough. Apologies if I've not been saying anything. I've just been really focused on climbing this particular tower. Okay, there's another pinwheel. Kafka's Tower, 3rd floor. It's locked. Okay. On to Dragon number 2. I kind of wonder what's going to happen if we beat all 8, but just it. Okay, the final dragon. And it's a gold dragon. I have no idea what to even begin to expect here. Is it maybe electricity focused? Libra, let's see here. What do you give us? We have level 62. Vulnerable to water. Okay, we don't have any water, but it's still appreciated. There we go, that's the final dragon done. Crystal orb. 8-volt seal is broken. Obtained Crusader. Meltdown. Wait, what? It kills all enemies and allies like an ultra hot flame. Ignores. Huh. Hey, Setzer. Yeah, I know, it's horrible, horrible. I mean, oh no, how horrible. Whatever could we have done to stop it? Truly, there must have been some way for us to stop this horrible thing from happening. If only there had been some way to stop us all from killing all the dragons. Maybe they should not have had goodies next to them. Okay, eye for an eye. Thank you. of 50 and blue plus 50. Okay. So we now move on to the final team dipship. Or team, I don't know how you guys managed to make it so far, but good luck. You two are... Ooh. Learned roulette. Okay, good. Wait, hang on, do we? Seriously? Oh, I see what we need to do. Oh, that is... One second. There we go. So back attack for Gamma. Wow. That was quite the attack, wasn't it? Come on, buddy. Die, please. So he's not dead yet. Should probably done this earlier. That works. Well, at the very least, they both managed to level up. Okay. Like, is this a sign that we're at the midway point? I hope not. Luckily for me, I saved just before this point. Or at least as close as you can get to before this point. The Guardian! Hello, Mr. Guardian. Do you have... We do not. That is, as they say, gonna be a problem. Okay, that was a mistake. Okay, just gonna get Acrobat. In the meantime, we keep on Phantom Rushing. So, like, Phantom Rush is our main attack here. Although Aquaback is also not doing too badly. Running battle. Oh no. Also, no! 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 You do not get to use Ultros. You do, in fact, not. There's no universe where that purple ass freak gets to return. Okay, good. Okay, so that's the Guardian done. Okay, that's a save point. Continuing on into the tower as we move into part 5. Kefka's tower, we're now on the outside. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, hang on, there we go. Oh no, it's another boss. Start up with the Greater Marlboro. Idiots. Okay, I guess. Never mind. You, neither of you, get to do anything here for a moment. Okay, good. Good. First things first, abilities, mark, quick save into the next fight against Demon. Okay, so he's getting healed by that. Question, will he get hit by... Can we use Bad Breath on him? Partially just as a funny. Okay, so we can do that. It's not helpful in any way, but we can. So we continue to Phantom Rush, Demon. Can we use stone here? Okay, let's also get... Shell on Sabin. Sabin is sort of like the one person that needs to stay alive during this fight. Like, everyone else can die, Sabin stays alive. That's a yikes. That right there is absolutely a yikes. Well, sucks to be you, Strako, but... That is the first of the 3 fiends done. Oh dear. Radiant Lance. Seems like we need to go in there? Question mark? Does seem like it. Okay, there we go. Now, as for us... Where do we... Hang on, let me quickly temporarily get rid of encounters. Where do we go from here? Did I accidentally... I mean, no. That would be dumb if that was the case. So did I ever mention that I'm an idiot? I might not have said it before, but I am. There we go. It might not have been obvious before now, but apparently I am genuinely awful at following basic instructions. Okay, there we go. We are back on track. Nothing bad has happened. I totally did not get lost. No, sir. Okay, on to the next fiend. Well, speaking of fiends, haha. Level 73. Lots of HP. Vulnerable to Holy. I do not have Holy. I am slightly fucked. Let's start with slowing him down. So, how's everyone's day going? Let's take a look, see what's happening on the news. Shall we? While we are, casually waiting. Let's see here. How about we don't look at the news? How does that sound? That sounds absolutely amazing in my opinion. Let's not look at the news. There we go. Alright, loving this so far, yes. Let us get... Let's go to get shell unlock. And on Cyan. Well, that works really nicely. And then on ourselves. And, you know, since we are busy, might as well put Protect on Cyan as well, because he's gonna be our main guy. And let's also heal him while we're at it. Cyan, seriously, don't die. Can we steal from the Fiend? Never say never. Let's try that again. Fiend's aura is trembling violently. Couldn't steal. You sure about that, buddy? I'm willing to believe that you can't steal. You just need to keep on trying, buddy. Okay, apparently there's nothing we can steal. Now immune to poison. Love it. If only... Counterpoint here. We actually needed that. We don't. Okay, that's bad. It is a sign that we're past the halfway mark, though. You know, swings and roundabouts and all that. Swings and roundabouts, everyone. Reverse polarity, oh dear. That is reasonably bad. Now immune to... Is there anything that you are not immune to at this point? Like just one thing is what I'm asking for. One thing that you're not immune to at this stage. I'm doing fine. I mean, I've been streaming for a while. It's just that I'm normally not streaming past 11 PM under normal circumstances. Hope you're doing well. Oh, okay, that's 2 fiends down. 2 fiends down. 1 more fiend to go. That is one more fiend to go. We can do this. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Oh dear, oh dear. That is one more fight left for us. I mean, that's not true. We still have Kafka, of course, but... Trying to stay optimistic here. And the final one is Goddess. Okay. And a side attack. That is interesting. Do we have you? No. Okay, let's just start off with protecting Edgar. Edgar is our main guy here. The duty of everyone is to ensure Edgar does not die. So let's do a quick Libra on the Goddess. Okay, so that's a Quasar. Okay, someone has been demoted. Go, you are not helping here. Oh, does that mean that he's gonna mimic the Quasar? No, it does not. Well, one way or another, Goddess is done. Oh dear. God, managed to get Excalibur. We are so close. Yeah, I should really... Yep, nope, I'm trying to breathe. Okay, so we have Excalibur, so who do I want my final true team to be? I think I know what my final true team is gonna be, but... Legendary Holy Sword, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. Okay, that is cool little animation. Practicing my greeting. Well, it's a shitty greeting. Oh, is rebuilt. New lives will be born. Things that will inevitably be destroyed. Ah, I see we have nihilism. I see we're gonna be fighting nihilism. The North person of protecting wife and child will live on within me. Peaceful kingdom. Loving brother. Running to accept before I have. Aww. Noble little granddaughter, obnoxious grandpa. Wings from an dear old friend. New pals. As true in the 1990s as it is today. I love how he was so angry with all of those lines that he's like, fuck it. No villain speech for you. Decide the order of participation in battle. Oh no. Okay, well, Terra is up first. Let's just start with our strongest team. Might be a mistake, but so be it. Then, assuming they die first, Stratego is gonna go next. No, wait, hang on, we want Sabin in here. Then we go for Mughal. We want Yeti up next. Then we have Terra. Realm, because she also exists. Then Locke, Go-Go, and we end with Seltzer. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Statue of the Gods. Okay. Well, let's start somewhere, I guess. Let's start with Libra. Unable to scan, that is not what I want to see, to be perfectly honest. We should start off with C. This kind of reminds me of like Persona 3 for some reason. Like, it's pretty clear that this is not gonna be the end. Also, that is quite the angelic little choir right there. Going to get started somewhere. Shit. Not quite what I wanted. It's the wrong place to put the gold needle on. Will you deal with stone? You will, okay, good. Okay. So we are, I guess, climbing up. Into more statues? Is this meant to be like, sort of like an allegory for Dante's Inferno or something? Where it's like, you go through the different stages of you know, Inferno, Purgatoria, and then finally Heaven. There's the gravity bomb. Because that sure is what's starting to look like. Sort of like, you know, Dante's, you know, we just had hell. So now we're in Purgatory. That's at least how it's starting to feel. Let's just start somewhere, I guess. Here's Stomach Race. Like, I am purely focused here at the moment. Okay, this is a flash star. I genuinely don't know what's currently being attacked. Okay, so one of them is now done. Seems G is done, okay. I'll spend some time healing. That was a smart move. Okay, no reflect. Okay, good. That's good. Okay, for now the main focus is gonna be on healing until they are freed from their frozen prison. Okay, everyone is freed from the frozen prison, that's good. Temporarily just kind of focusing on preparing for the next round. Okay. Okay, so there's more Gravica. Oh yeah, they can't. Oh yeah, right. He can't dispel because. As we move into. What the. Yeah, this has to be like an allegory, right? To Dante's Inferno. Yeah, because of auto haste, indeed. What do we do here? Exactly, it's indeed because of auto haste. On the one hand, yeah, we only have 2 people to worry about. On the other hand, oh dear, we only have 2 people to worry about. What's the trick gonna be? let's just start with one of the guards and work our way from there. Let's just use Kiraga. Let's just start with the first statue and then see what happens next. Shrine. Ah. Do we have to do all of that all over again? You are joking. Can I skip this? I can't, can I? No, I in fact cannot skip this. Please let me skip this. But now we know what to expect. Now we know what to expect. Now we can work around all of this. We now know what to expect. We can now work around this. We can now work around this by preparing for it. We didn't. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We didn't die once. We didn't die once during the first round, except for that final blast. That's the important thing here. So we have a tactic that works. We just need to perfect the tactic. And assuming for a moment that, you know, sort of like we cannot really afford to die, we can work with that. We can work with the idea that we cannot afford to die. So here's what we're gonna be doing. The first round is gonna be pure setup. Okay, then we want you and Yeti, because we're not expecting them to die first. Then we want you. And Mark. He's there to sort of like act as our oh shit moment. And then we put two of the stronger ones down here. There we go. Here's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be spending the first few turns purely preparing. the controls. We are gonna be spending the first few turns doing nothing but magic. And I'll explain why. At least wherever possible. Because they... Ooh, oh, you do have holy, okay. So here's the thing. If we do this... yeah, sure, please, by all means. Go right ahead. We are in the final fight, so all spoilers are A-okay. Next up we have... Where is it? It's nowhere. Well, that's okay. But it might be nice to get a switch line, which is that before. But is it that when everyone dies, that doesn't count? Is that what you're gonna be telling me? Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. It's not that I'm happy with it, but okay. So. Okay, we need one more shell, which goes into Edgar. And then we are ready to begin. Like I said, I feel like we were close to having a winning strategy, but... Okay, so head A is done. Yeah, exactly. There's not much I can... I'm not certain how much I can do regarding Meteor, to be honest. That is a problem I will try and deal with. Maybe if we kill the head first. Here's a dumb idea. What if we kill the head first? You know, maybe if we kill that first and they can't fight do Meteor. Like, I'm currently going like, okay, so he only... That might have also been it. It's like, I think if I had been able to heal before Meteor happened, that we would have been safe. But because that didn't happen, we were always going to die. I think that was the problem in the end. Is in the end, there was no saving it. Simply because... After the double Gravka, Okay, luckily for me, I have, in fact, imp somewhere. Like, the speed at which this is going is just... Thank you, could you please sooner? Let's put a shell on Sabine. Put a protect on Sabine. May not have been this far. Oh shit, now I realize what I should have done. I should have used the Mega Elixir. That's how I could have survived. That's how I could have survived. Okay, now I know I could have survived that particular attack. I know, right? Utter blasphemy. How dare I? So it seems that the 10 hit attack is meant to go off when... Okay. Well, everyone, how are we all doing tonight? Well, how's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone is having a grand old time. Good to hear it's going all right. Good to hear. Good to see that they're healing my guys while we are waiting for the frozen to end. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. And where we are getting is a full restore. I will say though, as far as final fights go, it is definitely a fight, alright. Okay, now we're starting to get into trouble. It's mostly because for some reason... I can't... I don't know why, but for some reason Celeste's attacks feel like they're so much slower than they normally are. We are hitting a problem though, which is a bit of sort of like our main heavy hitter here. And that is whiff. Hi, indeed. Hi, Gaga. You were not meant to be here, but now you're here, and you're just gonna have to help out here one way or another. Okay, so Meteor is. Let's start with Shell. We need to be able to somehow survive Meteor, one way or another. So let us start with shelling everyone. That might necessarily normally not often here. I am very happy I've got Kuraga in there. I am very happy that that was the next attack that I had lined up. That can only be described as absolute dumb fucking luck. Otherwise it would have been game over here. I'm letting them just heal. I mean, we are nowhere near healed. We are nowhere near done yet, unfortunately. One protect. Okay, good. Now we need to start adding in haste one at a time, essentially. Okay, you have haste. Gogo doesn't need haste. Okay, now we can go ahead and start the fight proper. Yes, he took the accidental bait. Mahaha, yes. The accidental bait has been taken. Also yes, also bad. Also, if the chainsaw could please hit for once, that would be nice. Let's just start focusing on the... Oh, god damn it. The fact that all of this seemingly is randomized just only makes it worse, to be honest. Yeah, no, Gogo doesn't really deserve to continue its existence. His job has been done. I hate White Wind. Oh no, wait, hang on. White Wind is... Oh no, wait, hang on. Now I remember. White Wind is how much HP is left. Now I remember. Okay. There's only one reason why all of those attacks would be happening all at the same time at this point. Oh, calm the fuck on! Okay, we have X potion. That is such bullshit! Well, the good news is that Celeste is at the very least awake again. I am so fucking done with the Statue of the Gods. I'm genuinely so fucking I'm so utterly fucking done with this. Why is it that every single time it's like okay, never mind. Okay, it is working. It is working. Okay, good. Luckily for me, we have Phoenix down. All that matters is that he is alive as it happens. That's it. All that matters is that he is alive when we move on to the next. Oh, that is such a bullshit attack. He can just kill everyone? He can just kill everyone if you're unlucky. So the only ones we have left are Celeste and Sian, because Edgar is dead. He's not returning. Instead we have Strago and... Oh, for the... Out of sheer curiosity here. For my own sanity... Allow me for my own sanity. Boss. There we go. He has 62. Okay, he's immune to poison. He's immune to literally everything. I mean, Strago mostly would be dead meat anyway. Strago would be dead weight. Havocwing just... How are you meant to even... Here's to hoping that this works. Because it doesn't. Well, it's the party that I've been dealt with, so it's the party that I will survive this with. Wait, hang on. He does roughly 10,000 damage per, right? Kefka has 62,000 HP. Hang on, let me think here for a moment. Let me do some calculations at midnight. Also, happy Saturday to any Europeans out there. Okay, let me do some thinking here. So he does 10,000 per. We need to keep him alive for 7 rounds. We need, if he does 10,000 every single time, then he needs to stay alive for, we can do this. 7 rounds, that's all that we need. Xian is now the most important character to have ever existed. And Snowstorm is also helping rather nicely with that, I should mention. Umaru helps, but Xian is the most important person to have ever been. Okay, Forsaken is not the worst attack to exist. You know what? Umaru is also doing his thing, but Meteor's so weird. Like, Umaru isn't the worst person around, it's just that... Yeah. Wave up? No, no. No way, that doesn't yet see. No way that the final attack is the Yeti. Oh, you... That was so... clutch. I will be honest, I'm not certain if this stream series is gonna go on YouTube. Because this series has not exactly been amazing, but maybe it just goes up on YouTube as a, even though the stream series wasn't amazing, you know, like I can't just put the stuff on there that is really enjoyable. Sometimes you also need to put the bad stuff on there, or the stuff that you feel less confident in. But yeah, that's Final Fantasy VI, a game that, as I said earlier today, I have definitely, yeah. Here's the problem I'm having. Am I qualified to talk about this game? Like, I'm not sure if I am. here's the thing, and I've said this quite a few times. I've said it in this stream, I've said it in so many streams at this point. I think what is holding Final Fantasy VI back is a couple of things. But none of them are based on the game itself in the end. Here's what I'm thinking. Final Fantasy VI is a game that is difficult to talk about because the people that like it have very strong feelings around them, and those feelings are very fair. Those are some very, very fair feelings that make it, like I said, make it really difficult to just... They don't, but it is definitely something that I went into it with this stream series. You're right that it doesn't take away from the experience, but the problem is that whatever I say is not gonna be, you know, like whatever I'm gonna be saying is gonna be bad. Like, if I like it, then I'll like it because it's a good game, or because it's, you know, people talk about it being the best Final Fantasy. If I don't like it, then people will, you know, their personal feelings. For me, the big problem with 6 is that its reputation just, in my opinion, does not hold up in the modern day. Final Fantasy VI is a good game. I would say of the 6 classic Final Fantasies, it's my second favorite. But that comes with the addendum that it's impossible to judge purely based on how the game would have been. Because one way or another, Final Fantasy VI has... If you do anything with gaming beyond the surface level, you will at some point hit something to do with Final Fantasy VI. Be it music, be it talking about the characters, be it plot points. It has a certain status in gaming, and I think it just doesn't quite hold up the way that other games of that time are. The thing about 6 is that I think that the grandiosity and the spectacle that sort of put it at the place that it is. And I can see how this game was so important to so many people. Like, I can see how so many people love this game, how so many people adore this game, how it is one of the most important games that they've ever played. And I can see how if this is sort of like one of your first RPGs, if this is played in a particular part of your life, that it will have an immense influence. In the same way Mystery Dungeon had that influence on me, in the same way Star Force had that influence on me. In the same way the Kingdom Hearts is a very important game for so many people that played it as teenagers. But for me, a 32-year-old adult that has gone through all the different Final Fantasies, that has played so many games, I think Final Fantasy VI is a good game. But it's not worthy of the title Best Game. And the reason for that is that I think today, at least in 2026, there are too many design documents that hold it back. Too many things that just all add up to an experience that where I don't feel that the sum of its parts it's bigger than the parts individually. It has great music. It has great graphics, especially for the time. It is. If you told me that this was a late game Super Nintendo, I would have believed you. There's a lot. I can totally see the Super Nintendo being pushed to its absolute limits here. Story-wise, it is big. It's grandiose. It is, on some level, timeless. But I have played games with better stories. I've played games with better villains. Final Fantasy VI is a game that if you stop playing games after you've played it, there will not be a game that will be better than it. Because here's the thing, I would have loved to sit here and say I love Final Fantasy VI, but the main problem that I'm coming back to, and this is a problem that sort of existed for a while now, is twice did I almost give up on this game on stream. At 2 points during the playing of this game did I need to take a break from it. Let me put it this way, there are very few games where I have to quit in the middle of a stream and play something else because of how aggravating a moment is. Even Dark Souls, which is a game that's famed for its difficulty, did not get me to a point where I had to quit mid-stream and go, I'm gonna play something else. I just need something else in order to get my mind away. And for all the good that Final Fantasy VI has, which is great music, great atmosphere, great graphics, I just cannot. The fact of the matter is that those points still exist because the old design philosophies don't hold up in 2026, and not all of them don't hold up, but things like being hit with a ball, the main thing that I'm coming back to, even though it's only a moment, it's still a moment, it still exists, is when you are hit with a boss with no way to get back and grind, because it is assumed that you will grind. And this was completely normal in the 90s, and I accept that. But that's not the way games are made anymore. As for the first to second half, like it's stuff like that. It's also stuff like just the way that there's at times zero signposting. Because let's face it, I've talked with people that quit Final Fantasy VI because they had no idea where to go anymore. These were people that loved the Final Fantasy series. These are friends of mine that loved the Final Fantasy series that told me I quit because I don't know what to do anymore. I quit because the final boss is just, the final dungeon is just too difficult. But that doesn't mean that there aren't design choices that I like that I wish we would return to in gaming. One of them is the idea that you can beat the final boss whenever you want. This has only really been done as like, this has only really been done lately in stuff like Breath of the Wild, where you can beat Ganondorf whenever you want to. And there's something I really like about that. There's something I really like about the fact that you can make that choice. And you can decide, okay, I'm prepared enough, let's do this. It does mean that the second half of the games, like, from a story perspective, is just less. I would have loved to see Kefka have a more active role in the second half. And for all the grandiosity of the story, I do also have to say that in the beginning it feels a bit aimless. The thing about Final Fantasy VI, in my opinion, with the story, is that it has a really good middle bit. It's sort of like an inverse of what I often see. It has a great middle. It has a great... where essentially from the moment that Terra awakens to her powers to roughly the start of the second act, or to the second half, that's a great bit of storytelling. There's lots happening, there's lots of set pieces. But the beginning feels aimless, and the latter part essentially has no real main story. Like, it has lots of lovely, amazing side stories, and seeing them all resolve and deciding which ones you want to resolve is great game design. It's great for you, it's great for me. But the main story essentially disappears completely after the floating continent. And that is something that I cannot really get past. And I feel like when a lot of people talk about Final Fantasy VI, they talk about that first half. They talk about the period section from the opening to the end of the floating continent. Because that part is very slick, lots of set pieces going on, lots of great things, and people don't really talk about the second half. But they also can't pretend as if it doesn't exist. I would love to pretend as if from the floating continent you go to Kafka and then the package would be nice and tight, but I can't, because in the end, the second half exists. So while I think Final Fantasy VI is a good game, I think there are personally too many flaws for it to be the best game ever, or even the best Final Fantasy ever. I can see the argument, but I disagree with the arguments given. I can see how the logic works, but I personally disagree with the logic. Final Fantasy VI for me is an 8 out of 10 game. It's a game that if you like RPGs, you should absolutely try and find. Especially if you like old school RPGs. If you're willing, if you want that old school 90s experience, then there is no better game out there. But I'm not the right person for that. The 90s are not my era. The 90s are not the kind of games I grew up with. So for me, there is no nostalgia. So I would say an 8 out of 10. Personal rankings stay as they were early in the stream. 5 at the top, then 6, then 4, then 3, then 1, then 2 for the Pixel Remaster. For the Pixel Remasters. I'm happy I've played it. I'm happy I can say I've played Final Fantasy VI. I also know I will probably never talk about it again, because I'm gonna piss off every single person I'll talk to about it. And as for Kafka, yeah, I don't know. Kafka, it's just I've seen better villains. But yeah, there we go. That's it. The end of Final Fantasy VI. 8 out of 10 game with lots of flaws and a second half that people don't talk about, but I can't ignore in my judgment. For Sunday, Mega Man 11. Gonna go ahead and start the Wily stages. That's gonna be interesting. And on Monday, we're gonna be starting... Christ, come on, Lord. We're gonna be starting Silent Hill 2. So, if you don't like psychological horror, there are certain themes in Silent Hill 2 that might be deeply disturbing from a psychological perspective. If you don't want to deal with that, if you can't deal with that, if you feel like you're not mentally okay to deal with that, the Sunday streams will stay these kind of like shorter, quicker, snappier games. So you can watch the Sunday streams until we're done with Silent Hill 2, which should be 2 weeks at most. And I thank you all for joining me over the course of these 14 streams. And have a good night.